Is it possible to eat 3 meals on $5 in Australia? Yes, here's how. If you're new to Australia as an international student, backpacker, or someone starting life on a tight budget, one of your first shocks might be the cost of living, especially when it comes to food. Eating out is expensive. Even grabbing a sandwich and coffee can easily cost over $10 in most cities. So that raises a big question. Is it actually possible to survive on just $5 worth of food for a whole day in Australia? Let's explore this idea not as a challenge but as an eye-opener. Whether you're planning your daily budget or just curious, understanding how to stretch your money when it comes to food is essential. Let's break it down into 3 basic meals: breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and see what's possible within a total of $5. That's right, just $5 for the whole day. Sounds tough? It is. But with the right strategy, it can be done. Breakfast. Start cheap and satisfying first. Let's talk breakfast. If you're staying somewhere with a kitchen, your best bet is to head to a supermarket like Aldi, Woolworths, or Coles. These places often have budget options that are surprisingly decent. For example, a loaf of white or wholemeal bread can cost around $1.60. A small jar of peanut butter could be $2. Or a single banana can cost around 50 cents. You don't have to buy the full jar of peanut butter for the day. Think of the portion you actually consume. Let's say you use about 20% of that small jar for breakfast. That brings the cost of your morning meal to roughly $1.50, $2. So, toast with peanut butter and a banana can be a simple, filling, and cheap breakfast. It's not fancy, but it gives you carbs, protein, and a little natural sugar to kick off the day. Lunch. Think smart, move fast. Next comes lunch, and this is where things can get tricky. Cafes and restaurants are pretty much out of the question if you're sticking to the $5 limit for the entire day. So what's the move? One of the best-known budget-friendly lunch options in Australia is 7-Eleven. Here you can find toasted sandwiches for just $2. Small coffee for $1 if you're trying to stay under budget. You might skip the coffee and go with just the toast tie. It's warm, filling, and easy to grab on the go. Another option is to keep lunch homemade. For example, 2 boiled eggs from a pack, a slice of toast or a small wrap, a bit of butter or seasoning. That way, lunch can cost you around $1.50, $2 if you're sourcing items from a grocery store. So lunch is possible as long as you stay simple and resist temptations like takeaway burgers or fast food. Dinner. Budget but warm dinner with only $1.50 left in your pocket has to be very strategic. Enter instant noodles. A single pack of basic ramen or instant noodles in Australia costs around 40-70 cents, depending on the brand and store. Add some boiling water and you've got a hot meal. Want to make it slightly healthier? If you still have a bit of budget left, you might find a discounted vegetable like a carrot or a small onion for around 50 cents. Some frozen peas or corn from a bulk pack, costing just a few cents per portion. Mix that into your noodles, and you've upgraded your meal while still staying within the $5 day total. Can you actually do it? Technically, yes, you can eat 3 meals a day on just $5 in Australia. But let's be honest, it's very limited. You'll need a kitchen or access to boiling water, basic utensils, the ability to plan and portion properly, and the meals will be simple. No snacks, no drinks besides water, no t-shirts, and almost no flexibility. But in situations where you're between jobs, waiting for your first paycheck, or just trying to survive your first month as a student in Australia, this kind of budgeting can make a real difference. Real tips for budget survival. Let's take it a step further. Even if you don't want to live on $5 a day, here are some real actionable tips to help you eat cheap but well in Australia. 1. Buy in bulk. Items like rice, pasta, oats, and lentils are incredibly affordable when bought in bulk. They last a long time and can form the base of many meals. 2. Check markdowns at supermarkets. Most Woolies and Coles reduce prices on fresh items close to expiry. Look for yellow stickers in the afternoons. 3. Visit discount stores like Aldi. Aldi consistently has cheaper basics than Woolworths or Coles, especially for bread, milk, eggs, and canned foods. 4. Cook in batches. If you make a big portion of curry, stir-fry, or stew, you can refrigerate or freeze it for multiple meals. One big cook-up can cover 2-3 days. 5. Shop near closing time at bakeries. Many independent bakeries offer end-of-day deals. You might score a loaf of bread or a few pastries at 50% off or more. 6. Join student food programs. Some universities and councils offer free or heavily subsidized meals. Look out for these programs and events. 7. Drink tap water. Australia's tap water is clean and safe to drink. Always carry a reusable water bottle instead of spending on drinks. 8. Eat seasonal produce. Seasonal fruits and vegetables are cheaper and often fresher. Avoid buying imported out-of-season fruits, they're usually expensive. What you might miss on a $5 food day. Let's be real for a moment. Eating on just $5 a day is survival, not satisfaction. You'll probably miss variety in your meals. Fresh meat or fish. Dairy products. Any kind of sweet treat or dessert. Proper snacks like chips, chocolate, or fruit salad. It's very difficult to get all your nutrients on $5 a day. If you rely on this long term, it could affect your energy and health. When is this strategy useful? This sort of meal plan isn't something you want to follow long term. But there are situations where it can be helpful. You're waiting for your first paycheck after arriving in Australia. You're budgeting aggressively to save money for rent or tuition. You're at the end of the month and your wallet is crying. You want to challenge yourself to cut back on unnecessary spending. If you use this as a short-term plan or a backup strategy, it can help you stay afloat without relying on expensive takeaway or fast food. Final thoughts: surviving on $5 a day is tough but not impossible. If you're organized, resourceful, and willing to stick with simple meals, it can be done. It's not glamorous, but it might just get you through your hardest days. Australia is an incredible place to study and live, but managing your money smartly is part of the journey, especially when it comes to food. So, next time you think you have to spend $15 on a salad or $6 on a muffin, just remember there are always cheaper options. You just have to look a little harder. And who knows? Some of those $1.50 meals might even surprise you.